You know what's wild? When the most famous family in reality TV decides to dress up as TikTokers you've probably never heard of, and the entire internet loses its mind. That's exactly what happened when Kim Kardashian, her daughter Northwest, and Kris Jenner dropped 5 videos on TikTok that broke the internet in ways we didn't see coming. We're talking about a Halloween costume that wasn't just a costume. It was a cultural moment, a statement, a crossover nobody expected but everyone is talking about. So buckle up, because we are diving deep into why Kim K transforming into Jay Guapo is way bigger than you think. Let's rewind to October 25th, 2025. Kim Kardashian posts on her shared TikTok account with North. Now, this isn't unusual. Kim and North have been collaborating on TikTok for a while, dancing to Charlie XCX, doing makeup challenges, the usual stuff. But this was different. Kim appears on screen with a thin mustache, oversized cardigan, tight leggings, and a whole new attitude. She's not Kim Kardashian anymore, she's Jay Guapo. Next to her, Northwest is dressed as Pink Cardigan, Jay's younger brother. And Kris Jenner? She's channeling Chrissy G, their mom. The trio didn't just throw on some wigs and call it a day. They committed. They studied the mannerisms, the energy, the vibe, and the internet absolutely exploded. Within hours, the videos had millions of views. Comments flooded in from both worlds. Kardashian fans who had no idea who Jay Guapo was. Jay Guapo fans who couldn't believe the Kardashians knew who he was. It was like watching two universes collide. And the craziest part? Jay Guapo himself was shocked. He reposted the videos with the caption, "Nah, chat, we made it." Even he didn't see it coming. So who is Jay Guapo? And why does it matter that Kim Kardashian dressed up as him? Let's break it down. Jay Guapo isn't your typical celebrity. He doesn't have a Netflix show. He didn't drop a hit album. He's not an actor or a model in the traditional sense. Jay Guapo is a 23-year-old content creator from the Bronx who built his empire one TikTok video at a time. Born August 2nd, 2002, Jay grew up in a working-class Puerto Rican and Italian household in New York City. He started posting on YouTube when he was just 14 years old, but it wasn't until he moved to TikTok in 2020 that things really took off. Jay's content is raw, it's unfiltered, it's real. He's known for pranks, dances, and these incredible vibe edits where he and his crew just roam the streets of New York living their best lives, all set to his signature song, a remix of Kesha's Die Young. The videos are chaotic, full of energy, and totally addictive. But what really made Jay Guapo famous? His relationship with his family. Specifically, his younger brother, Pink Cardigan, and his mom, Chrissy G. Their dynamic is comedy gold. The arguments, the pranks, the over-the-top reactions. It's reality TV, but on TikTok. And people can't get enough. Over the past year, Jay's fame has skyrocketed. He's become a fashion icon. His signature look, oversized cardigans and tight leggings, has been copied by thousands. He walked in New York Fashion Week for Luar. He can't walk down the streets of New York anymore without getting mobbed by fans. This is a guy who went from posting videos in his bedroom to being one of the most recognizable faces on TikTok. And now? Kim Kardashian is dressing up as him for Halloween. Let's talk about what makes this costume so significant. Because it's not just about the clothes or the makeup. It's about what it represents. The Kardashians have been at the top of the pop culture food chain for nearly 2 decades. They've set trends, launched businesses, and dominated headlines. But here's the thing. Times are changing. The way people consume content is changing, and the Kardashians know it. Gen Z doesn't watch reality TV the way millennials did. They're on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're following creators like Jay Guapo who feel authentic, relatable, and accessible. These aren't people living in mansions in Calabasas. They're people from the Bronx, from small towns, from places that look like where Gen Z actually lives. And that matters. When Kim Kardashian dresses up as Jay Guapo, she's not just paying homage. She's acknowledging a shift. She's saying, I see you. I see what's happening, and I want to be part of it. It's strategic, it's smart, and it's a little bit desperate, if we're being honest. Because the reality is, the Kardashians' grip on pop culture is loosening. They're still massive, don't get me wrong, but they're not untouchable anymore. And they know it. Kim even admitted in a TikTok comment, "North put me on." Translation? My 12-year-old daughter is more in tune with what's cool right now than I am. And that's fascinating, because Northwest is part of the generation that's making TikTokers like Jay Guapo famous. She's the bridge between the old guard and the new wave, and she's pulling her mom along for the ride. But let's talk about the reaction, because that's where things get really interesting. When the Kardashians posted those videos, the internet split into camps. On one side, you had people praising them. This is iconic. Kim looks so good. The Kardashians always know how to stay relevant. On the other side, you had people rolling their eyes. Why are they copying TikTokers? This feels forced. They're trying too hard. And then you had Jay Guapo's fans who had mixed feelings. Some were thrilled. Jay deserves this recognition. This is huge for him. Others felt protective. The Kardashians are just using him for clout. They don't actually care about him. It's a valid concern. Because let's be real, the Kardashians have a history of borrowing from other cultures and communities without always giving proper credit. Cornrows, Fulani braids. The list goes on. So when they dress up as a working-class TikToker from the Bronx, people are going to side-eye it. But here's the twist. Jay Guapo himself didn't seem upset. He seemed excited. He reposted the videos. He celebrated the moment. And in an interview with TMZ, he and Pink Cardigan made it clear. They had nothing to do with the costume. The Kardashians didn't reach out beforehand. They didn't ask for permission. They just did it. And Jay was cool with it. Because from his perspective, this is validation. This is proof that he's made it. The most famous family in the world knows who he is. That's not nothing. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about what this means for the future of celebrity. Because this isn't just about one Halloween costume. This is about the changing landscape of fame. 20 years ago, celebrities were untouchable. They lived in a different world. You saw them on TV, in movies, in magazines, but you didn't really know them. Social media changed that. Suddenly, celebrities were accessible. You could follow them on Instagram, comment on their posts, feel like you knew them. But it also leveled the playing field, because now anyone with a phone and an internet connection can become famous. You don't need a record deal or a TV show. You just need to be interesting. And that's exactly what Jay Guapo did. But here's the catch. TikTok fame is fleeting. Trends change fast. One day you're viral, the next day you're forgotten. So when someone like Kim Kardashian, who's been famous for almost 20 years, acknowledges you, it legitimizes you. It says, you're not just a TikToker, you're part of the conversation. And that's powerful. At the same time, it raises questions. Does Kim Kardashian dressing up as Jay Guapo help him, or does it help her more? Is this a genuine celebration of his success, or is it the Kardashians trying to stay relevant by hitching their wagon to the next big thing? The answer is probably both. It's mutually beneficial. Jay gets exposure to the Kardashians' massive audience. The Kardashians get to tap into Gen Z culture and show that they're still plugged in. Everyone wins. Kind of. But let's not forget the elephant in the room. This isn't the first time the Kardashians have been accused of cultural appropriation or clout chasing, and it probably won't be the last. The difference here is that Jay Guapo is okay with it. He's leaning into it, he's using it to his advantage, and maybe that's the smartest move he could make. Because love them or hate them, the Kardashians have reach. And now, millions of people who had no idea who Jay Guapo was are Googling him. They're watching his videos, they're following him. His fame is about to reach a whole new level. Now let's talk about Northwest for a second. Because she's the real MVP here. This was her idea. She's the one who put her mom and grandma onto Jay Guapo. And that tells us something important. Northwest, at just 12 years old, is a tastemaker. She knows what's cool, she knows what her generation cares about, and she's not afraid to pull her family into it. We've seen this before. North has been in the spotlight her entire life. She's performed on stage, she's done fashion shows, she has her own TikTok account with her mom, and she's always been unapologetically herself. This costume is just another example of North saying, "This is what I like and I'm going to share it with the world." And Kris Jenner. The ultimate momager went all in. She dressed up as Chrissy G, complete with the attitude and the look. Kris has always been the one who understands the business side of fame. She knows that staying relevant means staying connected to what's happening now. And if that means dressing up as a TikToker's mom for Halloween, so be it. It's all part of the brand. Let's also talk about the fashion aspect, because Jay Guapo has become a legitimate fashion icon. His oversized cardigan and tight leggings combo has been copied by thousands. He walked at New York Fashion Week. He's been featured in fashion magazines. And now, Kim Kardashian is cosplaying him. That's huge. Kim is known for her fashion influence. She's launched successful brands. She's been on the cover of Vogue. When she wears something, people pay attention. So for her to dress up as Jay Guapo, she's essentially saying, this guy is fashion forward, this guy matters. And in the world of fashion, that's a big deal. But let's be honest, this costume also feels a little bit like the Kardashians are trying to hold on. They're trying to prove that they're still cool, still relevant, still in touch. And maybe they are. But there's a desperation to it that's hard to ignore. Because the reality is, the Kardashians are from a different era. They built their empire on reality TV and social media platforms like Instagram and Twitter. But Gen Z isn't on those platforms the way millennials were. They're on TikTok. They're on YouTube. They're consuming content in a completely different way. And the Kardashians are scrambling to keep up. That said, we have to give them credit. Most celebrities who have been famous, as long as the Kardashians, have either faded into obscurity or become completely out of touch. The Kardashians are still here. They're still making headlines. They're still finding ways to stay in the conversation. And that's impressive. Love them or hate them, you can't deny that they know how to play the game. So what does this all mean for Jay Guapo? It means his life is about to change in a major way. He was already famous, but this takes it to another level. He's no longer just a TikToker. He's a cultural icon. He's someone the Kardashians dressed up as for Halloween. That's the kind of thing that sticks. That's the kind of thing that opens doors. We wouldn't be surprised if we see Jay Guapo on talk shows, in commercials, maybe even walking more runways. The Kardashian cosign is powerful. And he's about to ride that wave. But it's also a reminder of how fast things move in the world of internet fame. One day you're posting videos from your bedroom. The next day, Kim Kardashian is dressing up as you. It's surreal, it's exciting, and it's a little bit terrifying. Because the question is, can Jay Guapo sustain this? Can he turn this viral moment into a lasting career? Only time will tell. Here's the bottom line. Kim Kardashian becoming Jay Guapo for Halloween isn't just a funny costume. It's a statement. It's a snapshot of where we are culturally. It's the old guard acknowledging the new wave. It's reality TV meets TikTok. It's the Kardashians saying, we see you, Gen Z, and we want to be part of your world. Whether that's genuine or strategic is up for debate. But one thing's for sure, it got people talking. And in the world of celebrity, that's all that matters. So next time you scroll through TikTok and see someone you've never heard of blowing up, pay attention. Because that person might just be the next cultural icon. And who knows? Maybe one day, Kim Kardashian will be dressing up as them for Halloween too.